Pedro, what do you talk about when you visit these pitchers?
Well, basically, I can relate to every aspect that they may have, and any questions, any suggestions that they need from a veteran. Not only someone that's working for the organization, but as a player, I can relate to them. And there are some guys that, especially in this team, that are very high, prospects in the organization, and we would like to see them develop as quick as possible, and also feel like they can trust someone. And I would like to be that person that they can trust and they can talk to anytime about anything, pretty much.
Did you ever think you'd be in a role like this when your playing days were done, that this would be something you might be interested in doing?
I always thought that I could do that, because I know that there's a lot of things that a lot of you don't realize that we go through in baseball. And I was one made overcoming adversity. And that's what you see a lot here in the minor leagues. You see a lot of guys struggle with adversity and, sometimes deserving a chance and not getting it. And I can completely relate to that. I was one of those that never had it easy to come up, and I can probably understand every aspect that they might face at this level and in different levels in the minor leagues.
Are you having fun, and are you encouraging the guys to have fun, because that was an important part of the way you played as well?
Yeah, the season is too long. You got to be somehow having some kind of fun. And I believe baseball is a game that you can have fun. When you're playing, you take it seriously. You dedicate those 2.5 hours, 3 hours, 100%. But that doesn't mean that you're not allowed to have fun and laugh and actually enjoy what you're doing. After all, it's a game, and it's also fun. If you ask any baseball player about being in the field, he's going to tell you that that's our comfort zone. So we feel better in the field than anywhere else, and more comfortable than anywhere else.
What else do you do for in this new position besides visit these minor league teams?
Well, I'm bringing over my experience in the field, and also as a player in the big leagues, and my experience in the minor leagues too. It's really important to these kids that are coming up. They have to realize that we all went through it, and that at the end, like today, they can actually sit down and relax and kind of just interact with them. And I'm hoping to teach them a little bit of my knowledge. I'm hoping to leave some in some of those guys out here. I would love to. Sometimes I feel like I would like to give them my brain with my experience, so they can go with all that talent that they haven't put it all together, which is really difficult to do. But you can only kind of instruct them through it and see how much they can pick up.
What's the big difference between the kids of today that are playing versus when you were at this age coming up? Is there a tangible difference between the type of players that we're talking about today?
There is a slight difference because back then you really had to play your way through to the big leagues. You had to play a lot. You had to spend a lot of time, a reasonable amount of time down in the minor leagues in order for you to make it. And more than anything, you had to really, really, really earn it. Coming up, it wasn't based like nowadays. You can see contracts that lead you to bringing that guy up, even if he's not ready, or he needs more innings or more at bats in the minor leagues. And that's one of the biggest difference I see nowadays. And also the comfort areas that they have in some of the minor league systems. It's more like a big league team. Back in those days when I started, the AA, AAA fields and commodities that they have in the minor leagues resemble a little bit more of a big league type of atmosphere than it did when we were playing in the minor leagues. But at the same time, it all comes with different times, different eras, different ways for the organizations to start working, and understanding better what the players might need to actually have more success, be safer, and probably in better shape to get up to the big leagues. And I'm glad that we realized that on time, and that the players are getting what they need to actually make it quicker to the big leagues.
You still have that competitive fire where maybe in the middle of the game you're just sitting there and you're like, oh, coach, give me one inning. Let me go out there one more time.
If you get me in uniform and game ready to go pitch, believe me, I don't know any other level. I just developed one level of competition, and I don't know, it's that one. It's just that one. It can't be any less or any higher. It's just that one. You'll see me serious. You will see me half an hour before the game. My mood will change. And it's something I don't know why, but I guess that's the best way I focus. Was just keeping it serious, intense, and I guess letting everybody know that I wasn't into a comfort zone with the enemy at that time. And that's how I got focused, and I did my thing my whole career.
There was a picture that came across yesterday from yesterday's pregame ceremony. You were showing the gentleman in a wheelchair how to throw a pitch. That looked like a pretty emotional ceremony yesterday.
It was emotional. That's a man that was around the world with one of the impressions that everybody would love to forget, but you can't. And the only thing I never expected out of all the things that happened was that I was going to be his favorite player when he was going to Fenway to watch the games. And when they expressed that to me, that he was looking forward to meeting me because I was his favorite player, it gave me goosebumps, because those two guys, because it's not just Jeff, the guy that I was teaching the changeup. It was also Carlos. Carlos, so brave to hold him up, put him in a chair, hold his legs so that he didn't die before he was rushed to the hospital. Two brave men just standing right there that were in the middle of the world all around in something so ugly and something so bad, to come up and have so much fun. I had a blast. I was honored to stretch those guys' hands, and it was a special moment to me, but at the same time, it was a moment to reflect on all the things that they have been through, and just looking at what he did, wanting to learn the changeup, and being able to do it, and being his favorite player was the smallest thing I could do. He wanted to learn about the changeup. He keep asking me, how do you throw the changeup? How do you throw the changeup? And I had no choice but to go to the dugout, pick up a ball, and pitch it. And I was probably more impressed to see him, and the attitude he carried that around. It was admirable. It was something that all of us need to copy.
Great. Thank you.
Hi guys.